Hi guys, I'm down in the river today and I thought I'd start out with my crystal here. I have my Lemurian crystal in the water and I was just doing a little bit of crystal gazing today. I just wanted to share my crystal gazing with you. What I do when I crystal gaze is I put my crystal into the water and I take images of it with the water going over the top of my crystal. And I turn my crystal around and I just take images. And then later, when I look back at the crystals in the photographs, the crystals start to begin to tell me a story of images that I see between the water and the crystal that form through the photograph. And this is something I do just for fun, but I also do it to help me work through things. Because the crystal and the images that you see inside the crystals will show you on what you need to work on or how you're getting through at the time that you're doing it. Something that I've been learning through the help of my Lemurian star mothers, who have been showing me how to use the crystals in different ways. I'll be doing some more extensive work on telling you how crystal gazing works in the future. In fact, I've already started creating a crystal gazing class to help people understand how to use the crystals in this way. That'll be coming forward in the future as I get it all prepared. I'm learning how to do a little bit of work with the technology and how to get it to come across in a more effective way for you. Hello, all you beautiful beings of light. I just thought I'd start the whole thing by showing you guys a little bit of crystal gazing that I was doing today down here in the forest. Today is March 24th, 2021, and I am here in my outdoor living room, and today I am sitting in a different spot, but I'm enjoying everything. I'm by the river where I normally am. It's just I'm not on my rock today because I didn't wear my shoes where I could go into the water today, so I'm just kind of sitting towards the edge of the water today, and I'm actually feeling quite good. When I first started my walk down to the forest, I was very apprehensive about it. I haven't walked down here in about 3 weeks, and I've gotten myself really hugely off balance, kind of to a point where I was so tired I didn't want to get out of bed, and I was sleeping a lot, and really not holding the light. Let's just put it that way. And for the past 3 days, I've been being, my guides have been being told me while I am sleeping, and while I'm, they've been showing me that they wanted me to come and do a talk around what is holding the light and what that is all about. And they kind of gave me a list of things, and they were showing me all this stuff. And I don't know if that was a dog or what. There was a stick that went over there. So I kind of fought coming down to the forest, because I don't know if you guys know, every time I do a vlog down here, when I come down here, it's about a 3-hour jaunt to come down to the forest and then walk back up. And walking back up is all uphill for me, so it takes me I'd say about half an hour to get down here. And then I do a little bit of meditation. I do some, today I did some stretching. It was really nice to get out on the yoga mat today and do a little stretching, do a little bit of meditation. And then I sit down and I do the vlog, and that's usually another half an hour. And then walking back home takes me about 45 minutes to an hour, depending upon how I'm feeling that day, because it's literally all uphill, all the way home. And so I had been kind of like fighting it. Even like when I first started walking out and I started coming down here today, I was like, the wind was blowing, it was cold, and I was like, oh, this is freezing, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to get down here. And then as I started easing my way down, as I was starting to get closer and closer to the forest, I started to feel a little bit better. And then I got down in here, and I did some cleaning up of the area. There was a few branches and things that had been falling down, and I just wanted to like clean up the area. And I laid my yoga mat down for the first time this year, because it's the first time that the weather is able for me to use the yoga mat. And I just laid there and I started toning, and I was just looking up at the trees and the sky from my direction where I was laying, and everything started to kind of like come back into a kind of balance for me. And as I toned and as I sang, and then I started stretching, and then I did a little bit of movement with my body. I did some, I don't know if it's Tai Chi or Qigong or whatever. I just was stretching, and I just like started moving, and you know, like, and I had my song, I Am Light, and I ended up doing figure eights with my crystal. I did my walk like I've done back last year, and it really felt good, and I really feel a lot more energized now. But boy, I got really out of whack. And so I'm gonna show you the cards. Now, I pulled these cards 3 days ago, and I was gonna come out here, and then as soon as I got all ready to go, like, it started raining, and then I just started making excuses. And it just took me a while to get out here. And then yesterday, I just did not feel like coming out. And so I pulled these cards, and I'm going to read to you, because I sat down today before I came down here, and I said I'm going to write what I feel that these cards are meaning. And so we got the Beacon Shine On. It's a beacon of light. That's through the Amanda Ellis deck. The singer, this Amanda Ellis does this, she does all of this stuff through Metatron. And the Singer of Transfiguration, and this is through my fairy deck from Brian Froud. And yeah, so that's my second card. And then the third card is from my Lemurian Starchild deck, and this one is called Earth and Air. And I will put a link to this deck if you're looking to find this deck, because it's really awesome. And I will also put up all these decks, so that the decks that I use in this video, so that in the description below, so you can know like what the decks are and where to find them. So Earth and Air. Okay, so here we go with my 2 pages. Okay, here's the light, shining the light, the beacon of light card. Okay. Holding the light, dear ones, isn't always an easy thing to do. In order to be a beacon of light, one must hold a vibration in total balance and alchemy. In a way, alchemy is not necessarily about mixing potions in beakers, like you see in Harry Potter and Merlin's videos, in the Merlin videos. Alchemy is and can be as easy as alchemizing the balance of the human body. When the human body is out of balance, it almost is impossible to hold the vibration needed to be a beacon of light. In order for you to be able to hold it together, one must alchemize. For each of us, this is different, but there are a few components that are needed in order to find this balance, like eating right, exercise, meditation, and sleep. It is very easy to get off balance. For me, I get off balance when I stop moving my body and begin to overeat on snacks, and this can sometimes spiral. For instance, I have not gotten out here for my walk in over 2 weeks. I began to find excuses such as the weather, and that I was tired, and I didn't feel like it, or my back hurt, or I had tons of like excuses on why not to do this. And then I began to start munching on my son's Pringles, which moved me into eating his Doritos and his cheese puffs. Now, I don't like Pringles, really, and I don't like Doritos, and I like the cheesy puffs, but I'm not able to hold the cheese. Cheese is not good for me. It's not good for my alchemy. I end up having a lot of issues because of cheese and dairy. And so I went really off. And every day I like sneaked and I went over and I got his snacks. And I just started going into this spiral. And I didn't even like them. I don't know why I was eating them. This started going on a downhill spiral until ultimately my body started to not work as well as before. And I started to spend more time sleeping. And then because of the lack of serotonin, or my levels were not alchemized right, I began to start having depressive thought forms. And then to top it all off, this last weekend, I spent a whole weekend doing an online retreat. This event was way off the charts as far as energy from my spiritual side. So I went into a highly spiritual weekend where I also had to prepare a high vibe talk after 2 weeks of not having my physical body alchemized. So in a way, I swayed way out of balance the other direction. So after the weekend was over, my body shut down and I crashed physically and mentally. To the point that I couldn't even come out here and do this vlog. So then it comes to this, so I couldn't come out to do this vlog. And so I'm just going to stop where I'm reading here. And I'm just going to say to you guys, like, I literally could not even figure out how to write the words down to even come down here. To even do this vlog. I couldn't. I knew what I was being shown. I was being shown that I had to start taking care of my body again. But I just could not even think about even doing this. Okay? And then the card of transformation. Or it's transfiguration. Sorry. Transfiguration. So here's this one. So it comes to the singer of transfiguration. This card has come to help transform and transcend my body to accept a new way of being, to help me transform and become more alchemized. It speaks around how the time of struggle is over, a new way of being is about to begin, kind of a metamorphosis. As one starts to alchemize to begin to alchemize the body, a sense of inner peace will grow. Begin again once more to stabilize your energy. And when you go outside in nature, oh, I gotta go down to this other card. So this is the earth and air card. So basically, now I'm going to start alchemizing again. And I did that today by coming down here, and even though I didn't want to, and just start being with the elements, okay? And so I'll be able to start holding my vibration, my beacon of light vibration, instead of my negativity and my thought forms, because I was really feeling sorry for myself. There was a bit of me that I was very like codependent. I found out I was codependent over this time because my friend Bonnie, as all of you guys know, my friend Bonnie, who is also one of the admins on the group, she also was away because she was doing a show, and she was away, and we always talk every day, and I found out that I'm actually codependent on Bonnie now, or I was, I'm trying not to be now, on our talks that we would have every day, because she wasn't able to talk to me during all this time when I was starting to like lose the plot, and I had to work through it myself. And so yeah, that kind of like also came up. Okay, so let me see where I left off. Okay, here we go. And when you go outside in nature and ground yourself back into the earth and begin to breathe the fresh air, one can begin clearing one's mental mind. So if you're feeling a bit off or out of balance, as I am feeling, why not allow yourself a little bit of slack? It's okay that you fell out of balance. Now that you know this, pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and begin to hold the light once again. So that's the message. And eventually I'm going to be doing a more intensive course on this around the topic of how to hold your light. I want you guys to keep an eye out for it. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but there is a thought that I don't know how this is going to happen, but I'm thinking about creating these classes and going deeper into what I'm doing here on the vlogs. So the vlogs will always be here for everybody, so everybody can know what's going on. All of my channelings, everything will always be out here for you guys. But I'm being shown that they want me to go a little bit deeper, and they want me to start, doing some intensive courses on different subjects. And so I'm kind of contemplating in my mind how I'm going to do this. And I've been fighting it because I didn't want to, I don't know as if I really want to do a Patreon page or Patreon thing, because I felt like I wanted everybody to get all the information. But I'm being shown that the amount of work that I will be putting forward to do a more intense and more in-depth talk around different topics that I talk about in my vlogs, that there needs to be some sort of an energy exchange, because I'm putting so much out and I'm giving so much away, and there's no energy exchange back. And so I am not standing in my power and holding my vibration, because what's happening is I'm giving too much and not getting anything back for it in return. And I don't do this to get anything back, but my guides are stressing me that I need to start standing in my power more, and I need to start what is the word? I need to start giving myself abundance and allowing for others to give back to me for what I'm giving to them. And so I'm considering to do some kind of, maybe I might open up a Patreon page and I will put my intensive courses up there and give everybody like a little bit more in depth of what I'm doing and what's coming through. And then I've also been thinking about, I don't know if you guys know about Nicola Russell, but she has she has a website called Starseed U, and she is looking for people, starseeds, and people that are teaching these types of in-depth classes and stuff. She has a whole site there where you can go, and they're not hugely expensive classes, like $5 or $11 for like a class or whatever. And she has approached me and she has asked if I would like to start putting up classes on her Starseed U. And so I'm contemplating that maybe I might start doing that. If I don't do a Patreon page, I might start actually putting up these more intense classes up onto the Starseed U site. And they'll be available for you guys to go over and purchase if you'd like. But it's not like I'm always going to be giving out all this information to you guys in my vlogs. It's just that when it comes to the time where I'm putting more content out and more intense content on different topics, that I need to start getting an energy exchange for them, because I'm putting so much out and I'm working so hard. I don't know if you guys know the hours that it takes for me to do what it is I do here for you guys. You probably think, oh, she's just putting up a video and that's it, and then she walks away for the rest of her day. That's not what happens when you're putting these videos together. There's a lot of editing that has to go on. When I'm doing interviews for people, for the Shine Your Light interviews, I have to do all the scheduling. I have to there's a lot of Photoshop to get their event up so that I can, get their photos and their bios, and then after the show airs, and when I go to upload it onto my YouTube channel, there's a lot of work involved in that as far as tags and all this stuff that I have to go through each video, and whatever is said in the video, little words that are said during the video, I guess, I have to write them down in the tag thing so that people will know and find the video. So it's very intense, and there's lots of hours being done. And then every time I do a video, say if I record it, and for instance, the other day when I did the talk on the change, that was recorded, and then there was a whole lot of disruption with the frequency, with the lines of the frequency of the internet, that I had to go through, and I had to make little tiny videos and do all this editing to kind of get you guys up to speed, because in my video I was like in the actual thing I was like a robot because of the internet connection. And so it took me to put that back together, the 1 hour, it was 1.5 hours of the course. I had to cut and splice. It took me about 5 hours to cut and splice and get everything melded back together. And then it took another 1.5 hours for it all to render. And then I had to put it into a shrinking program, which then took it another, because when you put it in through the program, then you get all these megabytes or gigabytes or whatever they are. And it would have been so hard for you guys to even watch the video on your phones or whatever. So then I had to put it into a shrinking program, and then I have to type up all of the what happened inside the video, and there was a channeling that was involved, so I had to type up the channeling, so you guys had a transcript of the channeling on top of it. This was hours. This was about 8 hours worth of work before I could upload that to the YouTube channel. And so I just want you guys to know I'm doing a lot of work that you guys aren't seeing behind the scenes. And so I think it's time that I start honoring myself, and and so I am going to either do a Patreon page, or I'm going to start putting up the intensive courses on the Starseed View site, and that's what's going to be happening for the future. It's not easy for me to do that. I wanted everything that I do to be free and all of this, but there comes a time when you do need to say, I'm giving too much. And that time is starting to be happening. Because not only am I doing the stuff for myself, I'm also, helping other people render their videos and spending hours at it. So I just want you guys to know that what happens behind the scenes. So I just want to let you know that if you found this here and on Facebook, you can go and you can find all of my videos on my YouTube channel. It's called the Shine Your Light Network. I really would love it if you guys went over and subscribed, because it will help me. It'll help me out just a little bit more. The more subscribers I get, the more it'll get to the point where I can go live into YouTube, and that would be wonderful. But I need 1,000 subscribers in order to do that, and I'm only down. Don't even have 200 yet. So, yeah. So that's the story, Rory. So I'm going to love you, and I'm going to leave you for today. And I will be back on a different day with a different message. If any of you are feeling out of balance, know that you can go back into balance. You just need to take one step at a time. Like today, when I said, okay, I'm going to go out there, even though I felt like I didn't want to come out here, I do feel a lot better. So if you could just put one step in front of the other, brush yourself off and just go and move your body or do something different to help you get back into a little bit more balance. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. I am far from perfect. And you don't need to go into like boot camp or anything like that. But just try to start bringing your balance back. When you do that, you can hold the light. When you're off balance, you cannot hold the light for other people or yourself. And we're here to hold the light, guys. So let's hold it together. I love all of you. And I'll see you the next time. And I'm going to end it with, I am the light of my soul. I am beautiful, I am bountiful, I am bliss, I am, and each and every one of you are the light too. We're all meant to hold the light. Look at the light that's coming through the crystal. We're all meant to hold that light. You can shine it just as much as I can shine it. I'm just loving how the light is coming through on this.